Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls. Yes, we are doing some fertilizing contracts because that's helping us out getting a lot of the cash on in. Just about done with this field. We're going to collect on 3 fertilizing contracts that I've done, so the money's going to go on up. We do have a change of plans of what we're going to be doing. Originally I was going to be planting oats in that small little field, but we're going to go ahead and actually put in some grass in over there. We got a fermenting silo, so we should kind of put that to use, I would think. With the oats, it would have been kind of good to put, that kind of crop in, I would think. But since it's, the field's big, but it's not big, so we're not going to get a whole bunch of money from selling oats. So why not put in some grass? Because we can do, well, not this year, but most years we can get 3 cuts on in, and that would go ahead and give us a whole bunch of fertilizer. All right, this contract is done in field number 26. Frank was actually in this field doing it, but I'm finishing up for him. Let's come into here. All right, let's click on these contracts here. 8,000, 9,700, 5,400, and there are a couple more, so we're going to go ahead and take every one that we can because those are the yummy contracts. Are there any of them right next to where we are? 5 and 22. We are in 26. Where 5 is going to be over here somewhere. All right, there's 5. Where is 22? 22 is down over here. So I'll get those afterwards. Let me go ahead and turn that off. So what I need to do first, though, before we actually plant grass in over here, I already leased the winch for Forestry. That cost about $1,100, $1,150 maybe, to lease that for a day, hopefully. Now, another thing I do need, of course, is I need a chainsaw. Chainsaws. Where are chainsaws here? Chainsaw's way up here. Okay. I always get a steel because, that's what I got in real life. So I just stick with it. Let's go ahead and start cutting down some trees. Oh, we are up to $9,700. That's pretty cool. And we're going to be up a little bit higher here in the future. Wait a minute. Can I not cut down these trees? Oh, way up there. Why way up there? Alright, a stump grinder is not going to be able to take care of that. Why way up there? Okay, it is what it is. Let me cut it on down. We may have to pay Billy from Oceanside Forest to come take down these stumps. I mean, that is a big stump. Yeah, don't land on my tractor, please. Let's go ahead and delimb them, though. And I'm wondering how many trees we can haul with the Landini. Maybe 2. We only got to go on down the road, so not too far. But the reason why I want to do this first is because I want to be able to expand the field for the grass. Now, let me run over to here. Let's see if it was just that one tree or is it all the trees that are... Alright, so this one we can cut at least to here. And how much money we need to get for the trees. So we were going to cut down the trees anyways. But I was going to do it next month after we planted the oats and took care of the weeds in all the fields. But in order for us to get some cash around here in the farm, I was going to try to stay away from grass work, but I think this is what we need to be doing. Let's spin this around here. So originally I was going to get a trailer, cut up the logs, load them on up, but since it's on down the road and we can just drag these along, I think that's the best way to go. And it's probably cheaper. There's that one there. We'll grab 2 just to start with. Make sure I get nice and close so we can grab 2. And we'll see how it handles 2. If it handles it pretty good, maybe we'll grab some more next time. And plus I want to make sure this works down here, this selling area. From what I've been told, it does. Yeah, 2 trees is probably what we can do here. I don't have a whole lot of weight in the front. Maybe once I get out to the road it'll be a little bit better. But I do want to get this grass field planted this month because we got the drill. I don't know how much extra it would be to have at least for another day/month. probably 5 grand. So I may not get the field drilled today, but we'll see. Any traffic that way? I probably should have my beacons on. And don't run. Be careful. I got logs behind me. Don't try to go through yet. All right, I'm going to use your car as a. Okay, so we're actually stuck on the car. Traffic here in American Falls has been a problem for me lately. Let's go ahead and not field info. Where do I got to go for traffic? Traffic off. There we go. Now we can move. I'll probably leave it off for now then. We do get a lot of traffic up and down this road. So yeah, remove the trees, remove the stumps, plow in the additional part of the field, get the grass planted after we do soil sampling. I can spread lime in the additional part of the field later on. And I think we're also going to sell the other fermenting silo, the silo bunker. We're going to sell that and just use the fermenting. Of course, we have to buy the. It's actually a production building, the fermenter. All right, so let's go see if we are actually in the trigger. This should be right here. Sell wood. No, I'm actually grabbing the winch now. I don't want to be doing that. Alright, so let's move it forward a little bit more. Alright, let me just double check here if this is the drop-off point for the wood. What do I need to do here? Interactive zone markers on. Info trigger turn on as well. I hope we don't have to bring the wood like over here somewhere. I mean, I would assume this is for the wood chips, but is that going to be the same drop-off point for the logs? You're going to tell me I got to bring the logs over here and then go away on the other side to sell them? So I don't see no trigger or area over here. Alright, well, it's not too bad to go around the building. Oh wait, can I go around this way? There's got to be an entryway from the main road, right? Of course, I say got to be, doesn't mean that there will be. Yes, there is. Now, it used to be in FS19, I think someone did some testing on this. I think it was 8-meter logs are the best ones to sell, but we're just going to drag them on down here. Alright. They shouldn't have to be off the winch, I don't think. Okay. Yep, so they got to be over there. So 47, you know, just shy of 5 grand for those 2 trees. So that's actually pretty darn good because we got a good amount of trees. But now I know where to bring them on over. So let's go ahead and I'm going to turn off the zone markers. I like them off because it just gives it a little bit more immersion. Oh, field info I want on. There we go. All right, back on up. I don't know how many trees we actually got to cut. As for, I think they're oak trees, maybe. There might be possibly oak trees. I don't know how many we got up here, but I was kind of interested in maybe leaving them there. But then again, maybe not. There might be more there than I want. We'll see how much of an area it takes up. I think it would just be kind of interesting to leave just some trees there and kind of cut the grass around it. Let's see, I don't really want to take away from this person's house, so is it just one? I think maybe we'll just cut down just the one here. We'll leave the other ones there. Actually, there's a couple of them here. Where are they actually? American elm. Okay, American Falls, that makes sense. Actually, there's a good amount here, but I don't know exactly where the boundary marker is. Well, let's come back over to here where we were. And we'll cut down a few more trees. Actually, you know what? I should be cutting them this way. Because that way when I leave with the trees, where the tractor will be facing the right way. Yeah, I was going to cut the stumps myself, but we're leaving them kind of high. And really, I don't have to take the limbs off either. I should be able to drag these on down as is. So if I don't get all the limbs, that's not a big deal. Let's see here. How low? Okay, that's good. 25 meters, so not fully grown. And these trees will not grow anymore. They're not ones that we planted. Well, this is going to be kind of fun. Yeah, trees that are already on the map do not grow. If you plant trees... Okay, so we're going to be up into that elm tree. All right, hopefully our Landini can pull that on down. Unless you plant a tree, that's when the trees will grow. These maps, whatever they are, that's what they're going to be. So that's a 35-meter one tall. So leaving that 25-meter tree there, it's not going to grow any bigger. That's it. Okay, let's go grab this tree right here, and then hopefully I can pull it on out. Of course, now there is a stump there, so that's going to be a problem. Alright, so I may... if I were to pull it straight, I can't back up. Alright, so maybe... Whoops, let me go ahead and release that. Can I pull that out with super strength? Oh, we can. Alright, so just ignore that part of it. There we go. I don't want to cut down that tree just yet. Alright, let's come over to here. We'll just get that log close enough to this one so it will attach as well. Alright, hopefully it doesn't hit any of the stumps, which I think it's going to. Oh, and hopefully I don't hit any of the stumps, which I'm going to. So making money from the trees and getting us more field for the grass. And then I would assume by, let's see, May, June... it's either going to be July or August that we're going to get a cut in. So I might get 2 cuts of grass in on this field this year. We will hold off on to selling silage, of course, until the winter time, which is the same thing we're going to do with the oats anyways. But I think we're just going to get more money with selling silage than selling oats. I'm not going to get any straw, of course, but that's not that big of a deal. The straw we were going to keep anyways. What am I hitting there? What are we hitting? The straw we're going to keep any... Oh, that's right, because the fence lines, there is no post there, so I don't see it. Let me try to drag that out so don't cut the field corner too close. No, why are you doing that, man? And what happened here? This is going well. Typical forestry work. See if I can get that log out from underneath that fence line. Okay. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the straw. We were going to keep the straw anyways for bedding for the pigs so we can get some manure. But since we're not really probably going to have pigs this year, we got to work on it. Might as well just go ahead and make silage and bring a whole bunch of cash in. And that way we can have some money at the beginning of next year to, you know, do what we can with it. We can either buy equipment or... Okay, this is not going as well as I was planning here, dragging these logs down. Catching on every little thing here. Yeah, buy more equipment or buy more land. And as for also the theory of, well, we own more land, the farm is worth more, we can borrow more money. Technically not, because we do owe the bank $300,000. So the value of the farm didn't go up that much because we bought farmland, because we used borrowed money to do it, and we owe that money back to the bank still. So yeah, the farm is not worth as, you know, much more than it was recently. I mean, we are bringing some money in, of course, by doing contracts and... All right, so that wasn't as valuable there, 2,500. But not as valuable as it was because of the loan, but we are bringing money in from doing contracts. All right, let me scooch back on up here. I'm going to go down and just, I think I'll cut all the trees down, at least all the spruce trees down. Let me get all those cut, and then we'll see how many stumps we got. And I think we did on Goldcrest Valley, we'll have Billy come on in. I think $50 per stump to be removed is what we'll pay him when we get the stumps removed. I was planning on doing it, but for as high as these stumps are getting to be, the stump grinder may not get that high to cut them, and then I'll be fussing around with it for a little bit. So we can see how many stumps we got, because we'll just go in here and not years played, trees cut down, 4. We'll see how many trees we cut down, and then we'll pay $50 per stump. We'll get rid of them, and then I'll start delivering all these trees on down to, I don't know if it's a sawmill or whatever that place is. We'll get them delivered, bring in some more cash, and see where we sit. And then hopefully we can start expanding this field a little bit. So I'll see you in a little while. I do believe I got all the spruce trees cut down over there, and I was going to set off a worker to get the fertilizing contracts done, but I just realized I don't have any more fertilizer. So we need to fill this on up with solid fertilizer to get those contracts done. There goes a lot of money, but we'll get most of that money back doing these 2 contracts right here. And of course, I'm not going to use 10,000 liters of fertilizer to get them done. So we'll set up worker off over there. Before we go any further, though, what I need to do is we need to come back in here for a moment while I'm thinking about it. So I end up cutting down, well, this is easy, 20 trees, and then $50 a pop. That means we got to pay $1,000, which sounds like a lot, and it kind of maybe be too much, but it is what it is, to get rid of the stumps that are over there currently. Okay, so remove $1,000. And then we come down here and remove stumps. And they should be gone, hopefully. So now we're down to $88,500. I don't know if they're just regular stumps on the map that Lancey Boy put on there. If they are, they're probably gone now. So, oops, if that's the case. But we got to do what we got to do to proceed with our future grass field. All right, I'm going to get Frank working on... you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fertilize the small field that I'm headed to, and then I'll send Frank off to do the other field where I may have to do both. And I'll meet you back over with the Landini, and we'll start dragging down some trees down to the workshop, the wood workshop. I don't think it's a sawmill, but we'll call it the wood workshop. And we'll start dragging them down there. I think I'll pile them all into the area and sell them all at once, and see what we get. I did leave the oak and elm trees still standing. We may cut those down here in a little while as well, but I need to clear that area out. I think we'll bring the plow down and see exactly what we got over there. Well, I figured might as well fertilize both fields myself. Oh, okay, we're done with this one. Don't have to do the rest. Well, if I can save fertilizer, I will. So both fertilizing contracts that we had are now completed. And there are no more other contracts anywhere in American Falls currently today. We'll leave this here for now. That does get us back up to almost $98,000. Let's come over to here. Turn off the mini-map. And now, well, the stump's gone, I can start dragging these trees on down. So I've brought them down 4. We cut down 20, so that means 16 are left. And if I take 2 at a time, that means 8 trips. I may not be able to pile all the logs in the sell point at the same time, so we'll see how crowded it gets down there. Let's try to get this as close as we can. If we had something like the Winter Wolf, we'd probably be able to drag, I think 4 is the max you can drag. There's so many cables you can tie together, I think. But the Landini is like 2 only, please. That's all it wants to take. But it's getting the job done. And once we get all the trees removed and sold, I think we'll go get the plow and at least get a border set for where the field's going to be. And then I can look at the other trees inside that border and figure out which ones we want to cut down. My guess is probably all of them. It always seems like it'd be nicest to have a tree like in the middle of the field to kind of work around. But honestly, in the future, I'm going to have workers probably in the field. So, and I mean, the workers do pretty well, especially horseplay, to work around objects like that. But I think it'd just be a hassle. And am I stuck on that log? Yeah. That fence sticks out a lot further than I thought it does. Every day, when I get up, the first thing I do, because I know roughly around 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning my time, is when the Giants Mod Hub has released the mods for the day. If they are going to release them somewhere around then. And I pray every day that American Falls is on there, because I'm kind of interested to see if it's going to be compatible with the premium expansion. Because I have tried, someone did said again, maybe I should, maybe it's a mod conflict that I have. I tried a test map with American Falls and the premium expansion only, and we cannot do parsnips or carrots. It says it's not compatible with the map. And then I still have the same issue with the missions as well, kind of doing some crazy things. So hopefully that's part of the fix. I know there's going to be some map fixes as well. As far as I know, there's going to be no new save game required. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking I could come around that corner like that, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So now I'm probably stuck on the guardrail back there and the fence line there, so probably the best way to come in is from the road. Let me drop these off. I think those are both in. Drop those off. Alright, I'm going to grab at least a couple more loads. Like I said, I'd like to get them all in there and sell them all at once, but I don't think that's going to work out too well, so probably 4 loads. Maybe I can get all in there and we'll sell them. And you don't need to watch me drag down trees over and over and over again. But I'll get them on down here. I'll probably get stuck on this fence a couple more times as well. But eventually I'll learn my lesson. Or not. Probably not. So, only the 3rd load I brought down here, but it's been painful, needless to say. And looks like I'm filling up the area quite well. Let's go see if we sell all these logs here. So 3 trips, that means I probably, and I should have 5 more trips to go. And let's come over here. Alright, so that's not too bad. Another 12 grand. Looks like they all sold. And yeah, I might be, or I probably could get some more money if the trees were shorter in length. I'm trying to remember what they said back in FS19. I think it was 8 meters long was the best to sell. But once you started getting too long, you started losing the money on the I forgot what it was. Don't know if it's the same in FS22. But if someone really does know facts about that, leave comments below so we all can learn and find out and profit more from our logs. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference in the money that you make, but, every little bit counts. So I'm probably going to have to, bring 3 more loads down, sell those, but I'll bring it back for the last load, and then, like I said, we'll go back to the farm. We're going to grab the plow for the Landini and expand, well, not really expand the field all the way, but at least put the outline down so I can kind of see roughly what trees are still in our boundaries and whatnot. I'm going to move this tree over, cheat a little bit, of course, and then figure out, for next time about the other trees. As for these trees here, you don't delimb these, so I think cutting them down, just dragging the whole tree with a limb on it is going to be the way to go. Maybe just as painful, but yeah, we can see there's still too many trees in this general area still standing up. They'll be just all in the way. So probably going to end up cutting them all down eventually. But I want to see what's actually inside the border and what is actually owned by us. But, you know, we did pay a decent amount for this field and the trees, but we're getting money back because the trees are technically a crop, I suppose. So getting some money back on the field already. And then we'll expand the farmland eventually and plant this all with grass. It'll all be done in the month of April, I do hope. That way I don't have to spend more leasing fees on the horse avatar. But we got to clear out the area first. So I'll bring it back when we're selling the last logs here and see what we get up to money-wise. I actually have been thinking about maybe leasing the winter wolf with a wench on it. Might be a little bit easier. But I think I'm going to tough it on out for these last 5 loads. So the last 2 spruce trees brought on down to the sell point. I've been pushing all the logs to the side so we can sell them all once together. The hard part about these logs, as you can see, they don't when you drag them, they don't really go in a straight line behind the tractor. They kind of shift side to side, and constantly being stuck on guardrails and the fence down by the field has been my issue. So yeah, I got to get out and push them to the side to get around things. I'll probably get stuck on that sign over there. That was going to be just a little bit easier to bring them on down here. Of course, I could cut the trees in half, which may help me out quite a bit more. But I'm stubborn, and I've been doing it this way all the way down here. But with a little bit of super strength here and there, push the logs to the side, we're okay. We should be able to see in a little bit here as well when I go to the our income page. We should be able to see how much we've made from selling wood. Oh, when I push these aside, that one's kind of in the way. I wanted to sell them all together here. So in order to make room, not that much room. All right, I'll push them back in a moment. All right, should be able to get on in now. Yeah, it's been kind of a mess coming on in here. Now they're going to get stuck on the fence. But usually we can kind of pull them in. There they go. I've been pretty much beating the crap out of this Landini since we got it. Getting stuff and doing things with it more than what the Landini really wants to be doing. Let's push all these into the cell zone. I think they're all in. And while I'm down here, I'm going right by here. Should top this off with some fuel. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be cutting down more trees. That looks good. 127 in the bank account. Everything being sold. And of course, we are getting a little bit of extra bonus from our environmental score, whatever that is currently. Not sure what it is, but as long as we're getting a bonus from it, which is good. So I'm going to drop off the winch in the field. And we're going back to... Oh, I was going to get some fuel. Yeah, go back to the farm, get the plow, and kind of do a border of the new part of the field and see what trees are in the way or need to be cut down for next time. I like how fast the fuel pumps here in American Falls. 287 for fuel. So now we're good to go. Yeah, so I'll meet you back at the field with our plow. We'll expand the field, border-wise anyways. And then we can have an eyeball on what we need to be doing for removing some American elm. And I think there's a couple of oak trees in there as well. Let's go ahead and drop this off right here. Actually, what I need to do as well, before I go much further, is when I get back to the farmyard, I want to buy the fermenting silo just to make sure it does what I think it should do. And then if it does, we'll sell the other silo bunker and get $30,000 for that. So we'll spend $60,000 to buy the fermenting silo, but then get 30,000 back for selling the silo bunker. I think it's 30,000. Would have been kind of nice when we bought the farm yard that the fermenting silo came with it inside the price. But now I'm going to know that when I buy the other farm yards, like the cow yard. I'm trying to think if I'll be buying other ones with it on. I'm not too sure. That it probably won't be available to us, but I think one is all we're going to need. I think the buy point is over here. Alright, so 60,000. Yes, we'll buy it. Alright, so if I come over to here now. Let's see. Chaff silage, hay silage, grass silage. I don't know what the capacity of this is. But since it does 60,000 liters per month, I'm assuming it's going to hold a decent amount. So, just remind myself, chaff, hay, and grass. I don't know who would want to put hay in there. Let's go into building mode. And then I want to come over to here, and I want to click on this. And, yep, 30,515. Let's go ahead and sell that. Get some of the money back, which is nice. And that opens up an area. I think our grain silo may be going back there for 10,000. But I'm kind of waiting on that. Like I said, I want to see, fingers crossed, I know I keep saying it, that the premium expansion will work on this map. Because I want to get into the parsnips, carrots, and red beets. And I want to be able to do the canning and all that. But plus, I want to be able to feed the pigs that root crop as well. Let me go ahead and get the plow here. Oh yeah, and while I'm here, we'll get the soil sampler put on the front because we're going to have to get some new soil samples. Won't be today. We're going to wait until we get the rest of the field complete. So buying, selling is what we're doing today and expanding. And near the end, we're going to be pretty much right where we left off. I think we started with like 70 grand today. And I do still have the traffic turned off just because it would have been a hassle trying to bring those trees up and down. And so eventually we'll buy the cow barn here. Because we will have cows here eventually. And there is a nice big grain silo here. Another fermenting silo. We do got pits here as well that we could possibly sell in the future. But that's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be a ways off. You just never know. I don't think that yard is that expensive. Oh yeah, and there are grass fields on there. I know I mentioned before that there are no grass fields on this map, at least I couldn't see. Yeah, I actually saw the comment where I probably had the grass icon turned off, which I did. But the only grass fields I still saw were over by the cow barn here. So, yeah, I can't really see exactly where we own the fields here because there's no boundary markers. But if we come down over here and we go to farmland. Okay, so I pretty much own the house that's here. I don't know if I could sell the house. I might be able to sell the house, but I'm gonna leave the house there. I'm not gonna sell it. So I think we own. Yeah, so I think we own right up to the other farmer's field. And down the road, or if I can find the edge of field number 59, is follow that edge. That's roughly where we own. So let me go ahead and make sure allow to create fields. We want to do that. Just leave a little bit on the edge. Might be able to get a little bit closer than that, but I think this will be good. Is that a bush or a tree? Oh, I did one of those on Elm Creek when FS22 came out. That is going to be a pain in the butt to remove, but I will get it removed. Can I get around the tree now? Alright, so nothing really in my way. Alright, so there's a fence line through here. I really can't get through there too much, so I'll have to just get that later on. Is there a barbed wire fence on the edge of that? No, there isn't. Well, let's try to mark it so I don't run into that later on here. And where is the edge of the other field? Alright, we'll leave the road partially there. Let's grab everything that we can. Not worry about the road too much. And we'll just tie it right back into the field right here. Perfect. So adding to field number 32? Is it field number 32? I think so. So now we can see what type of trees and how many trees that we got to remove in the area. Okay, let me go ahead and we'll drop off the plow here. And let's cut down one of these trees and see if it's capable of dragging it down as a complete tree. That's going to add a good amount of field there. So I think it's going to be worthwhile to lease a mower and a forage wagon and bring it on down. Hopefully I can cut these trees. I can. So instead of cutting each individual limb off, these are the trees like a tree harvester cannot cut down, because those limbs there are technically trees. Let me just get this to the side here. Leave a little bit of space between the tree and the tractor. And I'm going to leave the soil sampler on the front to give me a little bit more weight in the front. I don't know how much that thing weighs. Probably not a lot, but to help me on out. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get stuck on a few things coming on down through there. Oh yeah, with the limbs up. Yeah, this looks kind of ridiculous. I may take care of these trees in between episodes until like the last one or two. And then we can start next episode by clearing out the last two and getting the stumps removed. And then we can expand the field all the way and get the grass planted. In the meantime, of course, I'll keep my eye open for contracts that come up. Mostly fertilizing contracts. I don't mind cultivating contracts if a whole bunch come up, but I'm pretty sure cultivating is pretty much done for the year because we're into planting season. If like 3 or 4 come up and they're all decent ones, I would of course borrow the items and then complete those, or do them. Hopefully complete them, which I'm sure I would. Let's go right down the center line. Hopefully I don't get stuck on anything. I don't know if it's the cable that's rubber banding like that back and forth, or if the tree is getting stuck on the little light indicators in the middle of the road. I don't know if that's what they're getting stuck on, or if the cable is just rubber banding because of the weight that's behind it. Not too sure. Well, let's see what we get for one of these trees. See if we can end the episode by getting back over 100,000. I think I'm going to be short. And of course, bringing these trees down, I'm going to have to sell them one at a time because they're just going to be... I may not get to the gate here. Depending on how much collision is on those limbs. Yeehaw. Yeah, I can't see. I just don't want to cut down every little limb. I realize the Tree Devour mod, I've used that enough, but I think I'm going to get more money by bringing the tree down rather than selling wood chips. All right, let's see what I get for that tree there. Really? Okay, maybe the tree devourer would be the way to go on those, because I got paid diddly squat on that. Is that even activated? No, because I didn't expect to be using it on this series here. So I'll activate that mod. I'll probably just go around and wood chip it then, because I probably would get paid now more for wood chips than anything else. But I will keep the wench system here just in case. But I think I'll be wood chipping the rest of it, because if I'm only going to get paid, I don't think it was even 60 bucks on that, which is ridiculous for a tree like that. But yeah, we'll take care of the other trees here, get them cleared out, and with the tree devourer, it would not take me long at all. So I'll probably do that with you guys at the beginning of next episode. We'll use the tree devourer to take care of the rest, because I'm not going to drag all these trees down there for 60 bucks. But we'll expand this field enough. And I think grass-wise, it will be worth it. And then, like I said, sometime in July would be the first grass cut. And then we'll get a second cut in later in the year. But we'll expand this field here. And yeah, how do we do money-wise selling wood today? So we got $35,000 from the trees that we cut so far. So that's pretty darn good. And we paid how much for this land? Like 163. So, you know, I've already gotten $35,000 back on it, which is pretty darn good. I will definitely take that. But pretty soon here, this will be a nice little grass field. And yeah, we'll use a tree devourer. And along with the tree devourer, I won't have to remove any of the stumps. We're not going to pay Billy to remove the stumps at all either. But we'll chop those on down. I mean, I could expand the field a little bit over here as well. But I think, because I do want to keep some of the beauty here on the map as it is. I don't want to be cutting down all these trees in here just to get a little bit of extra grass through here. And I want to leave some trees up for the neighbors, which I was going to say it looked kind of crappy in there, but this, I thought it was a whole bunch of stuff, but it's supposed to be a desk in there. I am just a little bit curious, though. Not that I want to. All right, so I can't sell the house. I wasn't going to, but I was just curious if we could. At least show you guys if you could or couldn't either. But currently, right now, cannot sell the house, but I was going to leave it there no matter what. But anyways, next time we're going to go ahead, like I said, and clear this whole area out. We're going to get this whole field planted with grass. And just before we go, double check. And currently no active contracts out there. But who knows, maybe when I relog back in next time, we'll be all set. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.